Imagine training for years, mastering your dark arts and preparing your evil monologue, only to get folded like a lawn chair in one hit. It's the ultimate anime disrespect. Forget the high diff wars. Today, we're looking at the swiftest, coldest, and most satisfying shutdowns in anime history.
おい待てよ口木変われ強そうだから変われとつまり私は弱そうだと今の契約は今の私は何者よりも強大な退屈だろ
If there's one thing Bleach villains love more than weird fashion, it's hearing themselves monologue. Kiriko was the peak offender, transforming into this massive, hulking beast and immediately starting to explain his powers. Unfortunately for him, his opponent was Genpachi Zanaki, a man who treats complex abilities with the same enthusiasm that I treat my tax returns. Genpachi got bored, that's it. He didn't analyze Kiriko's weakness, he just decided the conversation was over and vertically bisected the guy like a piece of deli meat. It's the ultimate shut up button, proving that no amount of magical flexing matters if your opponent can just cleave reality because he wants to go home. Hunter Exam Arc does a fantastic job of hyping up the competition. Jonas was introduced as this mass-murdering psychopath, a guy who tore people apart with his bare hands. He looked terrifying. Then up steps Killua, a 12-year-old skateboard kid. The brilliance here is the lack of fanfare. Killua just walks past him like he's walking in a park or something like that. There's a beat of silence, and suddenly Killua's holding a still-beating heart in a little doggy bag he made from his own shirt. It's the coldest flex imaginable, instantly establishing the terrifying gap between a street thug and a classically trained Zoldyck assassin. We were traumatized by Namek. We spent 20 episodes watching Frieza survive everything from spirit bombs to planet-sized explosions. So when Cyborg Frieza showed up on Earth, we settled in for another 50-episode saga. Then, this purple-haired kid in a denim jacket drops from the future and decides he doesn't have time for DBZ pacing. Trunks didn't just beat Frieza, he violated the unspoken rules of the franchise. He went Super Saiyan instantly, brought a sword to a fist fight, and turned the galaxy's greatest tyrant into sashimi in under 30 seconds. It was shocking, efficient, and immediately cemented Trunks as the coolest character in the show for an entire generation of fans. Kid was feeling himself after Wano. He just helped take down Big Mom and thought he was ready to sit at the big boys' table. He rolled up, threatening to vaporize Shanks' allies with his railgun. Bad move though. Shanks saw a future where his friends got hurt and decided to hand-deliver the harshest vibe check in pirate history. He leapt across the sea and hit Kid with a divine departure, the same move the Pirate King used. In one swing, Shanks obliterated Kid, his first mate, his ship, and his dreams of relevance, reminding everyone that the gap to the top is still an ocean. Akagami knows Shanks for the win.
すまない。蘇生されることを俺は望まない。それでは始めよう。この件。うん。時間対策は必須なのだがな。ディレイマジックトゥルーです。
どうした？探偵ガゼフ！
もう死んでいる。
This moment hurts because it demands respect. Garzev Stronov is the ultimate warrior archetype, brave, loyal, and willing to die for his kingdom. He challenges Ainz to a duel, knowing he can't win purely on principle. And Ainz, respecting that bravery, decides not to toy with him. He doesn't use a flashy destructive spell, he uses Time Stop. It's terrifying because it's so clinical. To the onlookers, Garzev just instantly falls over dead. It emphasizes the cosmic horror of Ainz's existence in this new world. He's a max-level player using admin commands in a starter zone. There was no struggle, only the cold inevitability of true death delivered in a frozen second.
遠慮しないでかかってきな。おう。死に物狂いで魔法帝になるためだ。
Sometimes you just need the loud underdog to shut up the smug elite. At the Magic Knight's entrance exam, everyone was laughing at Asta, the magicless peasant screaming about becoming the Wizard King. Then there was Seke, the living embodiment of a condescending Baha laugh, trying to use Asta to make himself look good. I mean, the satisfaction here is visceral. Seke sets up a flashy defensive bronze magic spell, and Asta just hits him really hard with a giant hunk of rusted iron. It was blunt force trauma dismantling magical arrogance. That one satisfying bonk didn't just knock out Seke, it validated Asta's entire existence and kicked off his journey with a resounding impact.
マケンゼフリード死にな待ちやがれインガルインガル俺は高速だぞもう一回ぐらい殺しておくぞ待ってくれ俺の負けだ
Misfit is an anime that knows exactly how stupid it is, and Arnos Voldigode is the king of absurd flexing. When some arrogant noble named Zepes tried to challenge him with an ancestral sword, Arnos didn't even bother moving his arms. He defeated the guy using his heartbeat. Let me repeat that. He flexed his cardiovascular system so hard, the resulting sound waves ruptured his opponent's insides. It's the purest distillation of I'm better than you energy ever animated. Why waste mana when your resting pulse is enough to hospitalize the competition? It sets the tone perfectly. Logic doesn't apply here, only Arnos does. Taking a second to remind you to give this video a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also join my members community for some early access to my videos. Thanks.
ライセン決して交わせない。
勝負あり勝者三日月
夢はいつか覚める。愛は永遠だ。
This is perhaps the funniest moment in tournament anime history. The show spends precious runtime building up Nezu Masami. We learn he's the champion of a massive biker gang. We meet his newlywed wife. We get his whole tragic backstory and motivation. He enters the arena looking like a final boss weirdo in a Mickey Mouse mascot head. The match starts and, well, he's on the floor. Mikazuchi Rei moves so fast the animation frames couldn't even keep up. It's hilariously disrespectful to the very concept of anime backstory. All that lore, all that hype evaporated by a guy moving at the speed of lightning before the announcer could even finish saying fight.
最低ですね、私は。
いるわけないだろ。いや。さすがにこれだけすれば嫌っすの。
Mashal is what happens when you drop a max-strength build into a Harry Potter roleplay server. When faced with a sphinx guarding a tomb, standard fantasy rules dictate you have to solve a high-stakes riddle, right? Mash, bless his protein-obsessed heart, doesn't have the brain cells for riddles, so he bypasses the intellectual challenge entirely. He looks the mythical beast in the eye and delivers a kinetic haymaker that violates its face. It's stupid, it ignores all world-building rules, and it works perfectly. Why solve a puzzle where you can just punch the puzzle until it stops asking you questions?
だからこそ精神ってやつか。
This was the moment the crybaby protagonist finally showed his teeth. Before this, Deku was just a quirkless fanboy with a borrowed power he couldn't control. During the entrance exam, he hadn't scored a single point. When Uraraka was trapped in front of the massive building-sized zero-pointer robot, Deku didn't think, he leapt. The resulting Detroit Smash was a desperate, self-destructive explosion of raw heroism. It shattered his arm and both legs, but it utterly annihilated the colossal machine. It was ugly, painful, and glorious. The first real proof that Izuku Midoriya had the self-sacrificial heart of a true hero, even if his body wasn't ready for it.
よし。
Rimuru had just been reincarnated as a lowly slime and was hanging out with some terrified goblins when a pack of direwolves attacked. The leader looked fierce, expecting an easy meal. He miscalculated though. Rimuru, still figuring out his powers, decided to test an offensive skill. He fired a single water blade, a high-pressure slice of water that decapitated the giant wolf boss so cleanly the body didn't realize it was dead for a second. One move established Rimuru not as prey, but as the most dangerous thing in the forest, instantly earning him a loyal wolf pack and a nice fur coat.
わしの剣は確実にこやつを仕留めた。なんだそれは。
俺が誰だか分かったか。
決定。あの伝説の。
ドラゴンシーンメリオダス。
This is textbook how to hook a viewer in one episode. Sir Twigo is the quintessential arrogant minor villain, a holy knight flexing his power on civilians. He throws a massive magical sword slash meant to level the entire forest area. Then there's Meliodas, who looks like a pint-sized tavern owner holding a broken sword handle. In one motion, Meliodas uses his ability Full Counter to reflect the attack right back at Twigo with double the force. It was a perfect introduction to the series' insane power scaling, instantly showing us that the Captain of the Sins was on a completely different level by turning his enemy's greatest strength into the punchline.
対人に向けちゃダメなやつですね。
Afgar Hibino is a 30-year-old failure who suddenly finds himself inhabiting the body of a superpowered kaiju. When his friend Reno was about to be eaten by an afterbeast, Gafgar instinctively transformed to save him. See, the thing is, Gafgar didn't know his own strength at this point. He intended to just gently push the monster away. He didn't realize his gentle push carried the kinetic energy of a meteor strike. That single panicked punch didn't just kill the beast, it utterly vaporized its entire upper torso, leaving nothing but a gruesome rain of blood and guts. It was a visceral, shocking wake-up call to the terrifying power he now possessed.
やっぱり攻撃してくんのか。
神になるべき存在。これが恐怖か。
You can't have a list like this without the king of anticlimax. Monster King Orochi was designed to be the ultimate final boss, ancient, complex, and terrifyingly powerful. The build-up to his fight was immense, but to Saitama, Orochi was just the noisy neighbor downstairs causing a racket while he was trying to relax. The fight is the purest expression of the series' central joke, infinite cosmic horror thwarted by mild annoyance. Saitama didn't use a serious series move, he just delivered a normal punch to shut him up. It's the ultimate buzzkill for a villain, having your grand existence ended because a bold guy wanted some peace and quiet.